right. What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What up? Back again. 1-3 trade review. Let's go ahead and look at what happened yesterday. Okay, so as we recall, we had this higher time frame zone where price seemingly absorbed through it, right? It seemed like it rejected. I mean, you could probably argue that there's a zone in here that was unmitigated on a lower time frame, but we went ahead and went with this zone here. Looked the most probable. So price came down, came into this particular zone, then the December. Now let's go ahead and check down lower time frame because we were looking for some shorts to go long once it came down into this area, right? Really this zone here, but it looked like it tore straight through that. All right, so as you can see, price here it actually liquidated. This is where we were saying, okay, well, if we see a break up here, then we want to see a retest to go higher, but it broke up and then it ended up falling off the cliff, completely off the planet. Obviously no trade for me. Well, I don't want to say obviously, there was no trade for me here. I didn't take a trade, so I was expecting it to come down here for some mitigation, but it just tore straight through it, and it went to the back to the zone where we were looking at the quote unquote absorption. So really there's no logical trade here, right? So even if I was looking at this, price did come up, right? I see this and I see, okay, well, body close, I'm looking for it to come down, but then it breaks down here, right? At that point, I would be like, okay, well, is there an entry here? Well, let's go back and see. And you know we go on very low time frames, right? 15 seconds. Yeah. So it comes up. Now again, remember we wanted to see that break. It comes up. Looks like it breaks here. And then it breaks up again. We see a breakdown. I guess breakdown. You could say MB1 maybe. Or MB1. Or MB1. So break, right? MB1, it pulls back into MB1, and then you sell stop this here. And you write it down. And where will you write it down to? Well, you write it down to here. 1 to 5, potentially. So, I mean, I guess technically if you go on the very low time frames, as we often do here, then yeah, you could see some particular setups, right? That's definitely a valid setup. But alas, did not take a trade on this. So if we go, and that's pretty much it. Now we're dancing around in that bottom zone. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this drawing for our ideas so we can just consistently practice marking things up and trying to see areas. Okay, so the euro, we were waiting for it to come up into here before we look for a short, and as you see, it started to pretty much come up. So it came up, break. I mean, I wouldn't say double MB, right? Because it came down here, broke this small little zone here. Now you could say it's a zone, but who knows? And then it broke back up, so you say MB1, and maybe you buy stop this, but it's not really that good. Because if you were looking at that, you're like, okay, we'll buy stop this, and we're looking to come here. Yeah, it's not even a 1-to-1, so you definitely wouldn't take that, or you definitely wouldn't think about taking it. But maybe you're just saying, okay, well, still, it broke this particular candlestick structure. So if it broke that candlestick structure, we say boom, it broke up. And so we say this is the last down move for the up move, and we say, okay, well, where's the unmitigated zone? On a lower time frame, we go in and we look for the unmitigated zone, which I'd argue is probably this candle here open, like mitigate a bit of the open. And so then what? Okay, well, we wait for price to come back into it. Now price starts to tap into it in here. So then we start zooming in even further. See what price is doing. And we see price here. We want to see a breakup above here first. So we just keep moving with price, moving. So maybe we zoom in even further to see some other price action inside of here, right? We're just trying to see if it's setting up on a zone. What does that setup look like? And how we can continuously capitalize on that setup. So these candles look pretty good for a lower time frame on euro at the beginning of the year. So maybe we say this, we say it comes down, taps into the zone, and it finally breaks up here, right? Maybe we say this is MB1, and it pulls back into MB1. All right, so we break up. Where did this come from? Somewhere here. Comes back down, comes down. I mean, if you're really feeling frisky, no, you wouldn't be feeling that frisky. Doesn't look very good, to be fair. I don't think it looks good at all right there. But what we're going to do is we're going to just look in this area to see if there was anything we could have potentially taken. Right? That's what we do. All right. Great. Okay. So we see this break here. You see it break back down. Ooh, dang, just that drop. And we could say, okay, well, when it broke, we had some zones, unmitigated zones in here. Didn't come into there. Didn't come into there. Break down. Yeah, break. We finally break up. MB1 pulls back. MB2, that's a loss. Comes down. Break up. MB1 pulls back. MB2 here. Buy stop. On a 4. 4 ultimately coming back and taking us out. Yeah. It's really ugly. It doesn't really have any good price action there. So that would be potentially what it would have taken. But, I mean, that one's even a long shot. It's pretty difficult to see. So that's pretty much the review of the euro. No trades taken from me, of course. And really didn't look like there was too much that was valid anyways. So gold, we briefly looked at that, but we didn't really do any markups. GJ, we didn't do this markup. This markup was already there. Let's remove that. Let's look here. Looks like we're starting to see some bullish price action in this large. I think it's like a weekly or a monthly zone. But even on the hourly, right, we're starting to see price start to accumulate. So, right, lows, breaking lows, then break above, right? Now we're looking for a retest. In here somewhere, probably come to fill this area. Look for price to come into here. So probably looking to scoop up some at $78, probably around $78. Between $77.32 and $78.93, around that area. So you see price come back into here, and then you probably want to zoom in once it comes into here and wait for it to reaccumulate again. And then on that the double MB break, so break 1, MB1, buy stop the second MB to go higher. And I mean, I think this has some room to run. I think it has some room to run probably up here. So we just do our measurement tool, right? and we look, we say, that's a nice 1 to 6. If it runs that high, let's say, comes in here and mitigates something, 1 to 5, pretty good. All right, let's see, Hyatt Hotels, redistribution, I think. Yeah, highs, breaking highs, then break low, right? Sign of weakness. So now we probably want to see it come and retest this NB up here. So this is what I'm talking about. We want to see price come back in here and test that, right? And on Bitcoin, last but certainly not least, good old Bitcoin. It doesn't look like it's doing anything, just moving sideways. I mean, maybe there's some lower time frame scalps in here, but just like it's moving sideways. So we'll leave it at that. Silver, I think we had a zone for silver that we were actually looking to go buy some actual silver. Where's it at? It was somewhere down in here. And that's pretty much it. And then Hashgraph, Hedera. So, anyways, that is going to be the trade review for 1/3/23. Go ahead and leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe. Continue with your boy B Phil on his journey to becoming consistently profitable. It's your boy, I'm gone. Peace.